Sports Quotient, Sports Radio America, and Spreaker.com. You're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe, the man who knows next to nothing about sports and was hired only for his voice. And here's the man who makes up for everything I don't know, your host of the PLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. A very Merry Christmas, and hopefully you are experiencing a little bit whiter Christmas than we are here in Milwaukee, although that is completely irrelevant. I feel like I'm back in Florida, Josh, but that's just one reason why, the Wisconsin winters are so great. We have a great show in store for all of you today as we look to test our contestants and our panelists on their sports knowledge.
Before we welcome in our first contestant, we'd like to encourage all of you to go check out our social media pages. On Facebook, you can find us at What's the Score, and on Twitter at WTS Sports Quiz.
If you ever miss a show, you can find it on iTunes and on Spreaker.com. Just type What's the Score in the search bar and click on the latest episode.
If you'd like to play our games on air, email us at WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com or visit our social media pages and click on the pinned post at the top of each page. Also, if you think the show is worth at least $1, why not donate to our Patreon account? Just search What's the Score and donate today.
We have 2 new faces on our panel this week. Allow me to introduce them to you. First up, we have a collegiate national champion track and field runner and the athletic director at Cedar Burg High School. It's Dave Pentek. Next up, we have a returning face. He is a residential closing coordinator at Knightberry Title in Cedar Burg, Wisconsin, and he's the former DJ of the Racine Raiders football team. It's Kurt Colburn.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate being asked back on the panel.
And finally, a PE teacher and the head coach of the Cedar Burg High School girls volleyball team. It's Jimmy Burg. Here to play our first game is Oliver Wolf. Welcome to the show, Oliver.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, Oliver. Well, before we get started, what is something you'd say that people know you for?
Well, I'm originally from New York City, so I am a big fan of all things New York sports, except for, the Mets and every other team that I don't like, essentially. So,
So do you have a favorite New York sports team?
the Yankees.
Really? Okay.
Not even a question.
Fair enough. Hey, it's good to find some true Yankee fans. All right, Oliver, you are going to be playing our first game called Quotable Context. Game Master Scheibe will read you 4 quotes from this week's news, and you have to tell us the context of each quote. You answer 3 out of 4 questions correctly, and you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. Remember, if you get stuck on a question, you are allowed to ask one panelist for help. Are you ready to play, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, here is your first clue.
He microwaves everything in 13-second intervals.
That was the roommate of which UFC fighter after he won his fight last Saturday night in impressive fashion?
I know the fight that you're talking about, but for some reason, I know he fought Conor McGregor, but I'm forgetting the guy's name. I'm going to have to ask one of the panelists for help already, unfortunately.
Which one would you like to ask?
I'm going to ask Kurt.
Okay, my only clue on that is what you already said.
Well, okay.
So do you have an answer for us?
Guillermo del Toro.
That is
horribly wrong.
that is incorrect. No, the answer we were looking for was Conor McGregor. It was. Conor McGregor was the man that won, yes. The fiery Irishman might be just a little obsessed with his incredible performance against Jose Aldo last week. McGregor knocked out Aldo in just 13 seconds and has already driven people mad with his obsession by doing everything in 13-second intervals. Here is your next quote.
You come down my chimney in the middle of the night, that's going to be your last delivery.
That was which outspoken Baltimore Ravens wide receiver when asked about his views on Santa Claus?
Steve Smith Sr.
That is correct. It's kind of safe to assume that Smith received a lot of coal as a kid because of how how could you not love gifts from Santa? Other than, on the other hand, a strange man coming down your chimney in the middle of the night in Baltimore. Not the safest thought. Here is your next quote.
Who?
That was LeBron James when a reporter tried to ask him about the Under Armour deal after he just signed a new lifetime shoe deal with who else?
Nike.
That is correct. The deal is worth $500 million and is the largest single endorsement of one athlete in the history of sports. If I was getting paid that much, I would forget about every other athletic line as well. Here is your last quote.
I'll do anything the Patriots want me to do.
That was which former Wisconsin Badgers running back that got a second chance to play in the NFL with the New England Patriots? You already used your panelist
so I can't
help.
ask. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to figure out who the other running back for the Patriots is right now, and I am blanking on the name for some reason.
I can give you 5 seconds.
LeGarrette Blount.
That is incorrect. The answer we were looking for is Monty Ball. He was drafted back in the second round in 2013 by the Denver Broncos, and as folks know, he's struggled to find any success in the NFL. But if there is one team in the NFL that can turn a star out of a dud, it's the New England Patriots. However, though, he does join a long list of other Badger running backs that have not been successful, but he will join James White as another former Wisconsin running back. That is there. There you go.
That's right. I didn't even realize that Monte Ball got signed by the Patriots.
It just happened this last week. Yeah, that's why you got to be up on your sports news, Oliver.
So, yeah, I'll do better.
Game Master Scheibe, how did Oliver do on our quiz?
Oliver got 2 correct. Unfortunately, he did not win the game.
Ooh, well, Oliver, thank you so much for playing, and good luck next time.
Yeah.
When we come back, our panelists will get their first crack at questions from this week's news. Stick around. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, presented by the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Jimmy Burg, Kurt Colburn, and Dave Pentek. And here again is your host of the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. It's time for our panelists to showcase their knowledge about this week's sports news. Jimmy, a mother in Minnesota won tuition for half a year by doing what at her daughter's basketball game?
I believe she hit a half-court basketball shot.
That is correct. Angela Ramy took a shot from half court and made it and earned her daughter a half a year of free tuition to continue her schooling in the Minneapolis School District. That is a fantastic thing. It's moments like this that make us love sports.
So I have a follow-up question. If it's a half-year tuition, would they have kicked her out of school if she did not make that shot? Because she's continuing.
It's a lot, right? Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, that's a lot riding on it.
All I know is that's the best financial aid program ever. That's pretty sad.
That's outstanding.
No kidding.
I thought the answer was going to be something hard like sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Something
That's
like
what
that.
I would have answered.
No, that's
Cedarburg needs to install something.
I know. When's the last time Cedarburg did a half court or tuition? Well, you guys are a public school, though.
We're a public school.
That's
However,
true.
we are starting half court competitions next semester.
Does the announcer get to play?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, good. I was
Good to
hoping
know.
I'd be able to.
Oh, good. Yes, I'm glad Josh can. There, you're
No
welcome,
worries,
Josh.
You're not going to win anything.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Kurt, several Milwaukee Bucks players decided to try a new way to get ready for a recent game by doing what the morning of?
Well, I'm thinking that it probably started the night before and continued the morning of, and I'm thinking, if I recall, it was spending a little time in a strip club.
That is correct.
That's all right. Had a word there for a second.
Let's just say that TMC had a little bit of a ball with this one. Head coach Jason Kidd was not pleased by his players' lack of discipline before a big game, and coincidentally, they ended up losing the game also. So they were riding high from the Golden State victory, which makes sense, but there's a little bit of level of professionalism that was lacking. Either way, though, regardless, Dave, question for you, sir. Which tennis star was awarded the Sports Person of the Year award this week?
That would be Serena Williams.
That is correct. Serena Williams beat out an incredible field of athletes to claim the 2015 SI Sports Player of the Year award. She beat out the likes of U.S. Women's National Team Carly Lloyd, Golden State Warriors Steph Curry, even golfer Jordan Spieth, because they're athletes, I guess, and even American Pharaoh. However, the biggest controversy surrounding the awards was the amount of people that actually wanted American Pharaoh to win because of his Triple Crown winning this year. I'm sorry, but there's really no reason that a horse should be in a Sports Person of the Year award. Am I wrong for thinking that, Josh?
No, I think you're right. That sounds right to me.
Why isn't the jockey involved in that?
Exactly. Nobody ever talks about the jockey. They're the one that had to get on the horse and say, "Yeah, yeah," and all that. I don't know if they actually say "yeah," but
God, that's hard.
in my mind, it's
a lot of
like,
good,
you too could be a jockey.
I heard a lot of good commentary for the horse, though, and I don't know. I'm leaning towards American Pharoah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I get it. Yes, the horse was the one that ran the race, but you couldn't just put a horse in the gate and just let it run.
Ever in its existence. I don't think Serena can say that.
That's true.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Fair enough. All right. Well, congratulations. All three of you got a point on that one, so nicely done.
All right, we're heading to a break, but when we come back, our next contestant will try their hand at bowling, but not in the traditional sense. Stick around to see what we mean. You're listening to What's the Score on Sports Radio America and the Sports Quotient. Merry Christmas and welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Kurt Colburn, Jimmy Burg, and Dave Pentek. And here again is your host of the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our panelist showdown. If you'd like to play our games on air, dash through the snow to your computer, don't run over grandma, and email us at WTSSportsquiz@gmail.com or find the links to our contestant forum on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Before the break, Josh, you mentioned something about going bowling. Well, I learned during the break that Milwaukee apparently is the bowling capital of the world.
That it is.
And the panelists were enraged at me for not knowing that. I'm sorry. It's not a real sport. Get over it. Anyway, no, that's irrelevant. Although we don't have space to play.
Shots fired.
Sorry. Well, we don't have the space to go actually bowling here at the BLC Studios. That's in the budget for next year. We are going to play a game with our next contestant about the college football bowl games.
Playing our next game is Jeff Scheibe, or as I like to call him, Dad.
Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hi, Baxter. Great to be here.
Jeff, if you had to pick one sports team to win lifetime tickets for, who would that be and why?
Oh, no doubt it'd be the Packers.
And why do you say that?
Well, they're probably the only team that's been around longer than I have.
Fair enough. Did you ever apply for or put your children on the season ticket list?
No, haven't done that. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, well, not going there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Jeff. Well, as you may or may not know, the college football world loves their bowl games. So we thought that in the season of Bowl Mania that we would test your knowledge on this very topic. Game Master Scheibe and myself will read 5 sets of bowl game names. One of them is real and one of them is made up. Get at least 3 of the 5 questions correct, and you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt. Remember, if you get stuck, you can call on one panelist for help. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
Here is your first bowl question.
Which one is real? Is it the Capital One Orange Bowl or the Adidas Motor City Bowl?
I'll go with the Capital One Orange Bowl.
That is correct, sir. Here is your next one. Which one is real? Is it the Rent College Paths Bowl or the Camping World Independence Bowl?
Oh. Let's go with the camping one.
That is correct. 2 for 2. He's a confident man, Josh.
Next question. Which one is real? Is it the Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl or the Starbucks Seattle Bowl?
I'll go with Starbucks Seattle.
No, that is not correct.
Ooh, it was the Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl. I don't know what Battle Frog is. Does anybody know what Battle Frog? Nobody? Studio audience?
Something with a remote control or something like that, like a video game.
Maybe?
Like
Somebody Google it. Get an intern on that. Somebody Google what Battle Frog is.
Leapfrog stuff.
Yes, Battle Frog. Teach your kindergartners that. All right, here's your next one, Jeff. Which one is real? Is it the Pringles Holiday Bowl or the Foster Farms Bowl?
I'll go with Pringles.
That is incorrect. It was the Foster Farms Bowl.
All right, Dad, don't let me down. Here's your final question. Which one is real? Is it the Trump for President Bowl or the Royal Purple Las Vegas Bowl?
Okay, since I'm 2 for 2 here, I'm going to ask one of the panelists here. Jimmy, which one do you think it is?
I mean, at this point in the president race, it wouldn't be surprising, but you do what you think is the best one,
man.
Jimmy.
Gosh, that's hard. I honestly... why not go with the Trump one? See what happens.
So-
Okay, I'll trust you. I'll go with Trump.
Trump for President Bowl? That is incorrect. It was the Royal Purple Las Vegas Bowl. Game Master Scheibe. Did the original Mr. Scheibe do well enough to win, sir?
He did not. He got 2 out of 5.
Ooh. Well, Jeff, thank you for playing. We appreciate it. And better luck next time.
It's time for another break, so our panelists can get ready for another round of sports news questions. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, presented by the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Jimmy Burg, Dave Pentek, and Kurt Colburn. And here again is your host of the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. In just a minute, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 panelist showdown. But first, panel, time to answer some more questions from the week's news.
Dave, which U.S. soccer legend played her final game in the red, white, and blue on Wednesday night?
Come on, Dave. How long have we been friends?
Just about a year, but she has really short hair.
You're halfway there.
I do know her name, Wambach, right?
Yes.
Lindsay Wambach or Wendy Wambach, or
We'll go. Let's. Yeah. You want to help him out?
Abby.
that's what I was going with.
Okay, that's fine. He got the Wambach. We'll give it to him. That's
All
fine.
you see is in the back of her shirt is Wambach.
Exactly.
Right?
Fair enough. No,
So?
fair enough. They're not like the
think you guys
Brazilians where they have
did a
like
good
the
job.
one name kind of thing. So fair enough. All right, Jimmy. A report came out this week that back in 2014, when Justin Bieber wanted to get baptized at his church, he had to move the ceremony to where due to heavy paparazzi.
Whoa.
Good answer.
I have a 20 in my wallet if you somehow manage to get this right.
Oh, my God.
I'm happy to give you a hint if you'd like one.
I would love one.
Let's say it's a place where you clean yourself in the morning time.
Clean yourself in the morning.
Or actually more at evening with candle lights and wine. Maybe some Sinatra.
His bathtub at home.
It wasn't his, but it was a bathtub, yes. He got baptized.
All right.
The paparazzi was so bad in New York that Bieber had to get baptized in then New York Knicks center Tyson Chandler's bathtub. Now, considering Chandler is a 7'1" center, that was a pretty darn big bathtub. So, part of me is a little surprised by this, but at the same time, it is Justin Bieber, after all.
Kurt, the college basketball community saw one of their most iconic coaches retire this week.
Oh, boy.
Which coach was this?
I'm going to have to go. He's got to be a local guy, I'm thinking. And if I could remember his name, I'd be all set. How about a hint from the panel?
Dave,
Ryan.
Jim?
Oh,
There you go. Good Lord. That's correct. There are fewer coaches that will forever change the game of basketball like Bo Ryan did. Wisconsin basketball gave fans something to cheer about the past few seasons with all their Final Four runs, the national championship, sorry Kentucky, not sorry, and now is officially on the map thanks to all the hard work of Ryan. I did not realize that he won 4 national championships at Platteville as well. Did anybody?
Yeah,
I guess maybe I just was so, I mean, that was pre me even being around, so that makes sense.
And Zach Showalter, who's on his team, he actually coached his dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Zach Showalter hailing from Germantown, Wisconsin, too, just up the road from us. Fantastic.
Our final contestant game is just on the other side of the break. It'll be time for a new game. This is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, presented by Sports Radio America and the Sports Quotient. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Kurt Colburn, Dave Pentek, and Jimmy Burg. And here again is your host of the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, everyone. We've had a great show so far. Remember, if you'd like to play our games on air, drop us an email at wtsportsquiz@gmail.com or click on the links on the top of our social media pages.
It's time for a new game called Who's Who.
Playing our Who's Who is Connor Christensen. Welcome to the show, Connor.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Now, Connor, if you had to pick a number for your jersey for whatever team you're
28.
playing, what number would it be and why?
Because
Let me finish. Good
I'm
Lord.
sorry, you got halfway through and I didn't.
So sorry. Anyway, yes.
28 because that is Adrian Peterson's number.
So you're a Vikings fan is what you're
Huge
telling me.
Adrian Peterson fan.
Fair enough. Well, I'm sorry about that. All right. Well,
He
Connor,
won today, so
welcome to the show, sir. We're glad to have you here.
In this game, Connor, you'll be given 5 questions. You will be provided descriptions of 2 sports figures in each question. You must identify both figures to earn a point. Correctly answer 3 out of the 5 questions, and you will win our prize, a What's the Score t-shirt.
Just a reminder, Connor, if you do get stuck, which, you might, you can always ask one panelist for help. Are you ready to play?
yes, I'm ready.
Here is your first clue.
He's an Olympic swimmer, while he's a former lineman for the New York Giants.
Well, the first one is Michael Phelps.
That is correct. You have half a point.
Former lineman for the Giants.
5 seconds.
Kurt, give me a hint.
Michael Strahan.
Oh, Michael
I don't
Strahan.
That is correct. Well done.
I don't know. That was my.
Thank you, Kurt.
Using his hint early. Ooh.
Sorry.
I might come back to bite him.
I
Yeah.
almost gave you the answer. Sorry.
Happens. All right, here's your next question, Connor. He is a Super Bowl winning coach for the Indianapolis Colts, while he is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
The first one is Tony Dungy, and the second one is Tony Romo.
That is correct.
All right, next clue. He is a linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles, while he is a UFC 194 champion.
Okay. The second one is Conor McGregor.
Yes.
Is the first one Conor Barwell?
Yes, it is. Well done.
Excellent.
He beat the spread. All right, Connor, here's your fourth clue. He was a former third baseman for the New York Yankees, while she is a striker for the U.S. women's national team.
Yeah, I got nothing.
We were looking for Kurt, do you want to answer it?
I got it.
Who is
Alex
it?
Rodriguez and Alex Morgan.
Yes, sir. So, he doesn't get a panelist point for that, but at least we'll give it to him. Yeah, why not?
Here's your next clue. He is a backup quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, while he is a former Chicago Bulls superstar.
The first one is Michael Vick.
That is
and
correct.
The second one is Michael Jordan.
Correct, sir. Game Master Scheibe, how did Connor do on our game?
Connor got 4 out of 5 right. He's a winner.
Nicely done, Connor. Thank you for playing.
The time for our panelist showdown is just seconds away. Stay tuned for our battle to see which panelist knows the most about the sports world. You're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz, presented by Sports Radio America and the Sports Quotient. Welcome back and Merry Christmas, everyone. You're listening to What's the Score, the sports news quiz. I'm Josh Scheibe, your What's the Score game master. We're playing this week with Dave Pentek, Jimmy Burg, and Kurt Colburn. And here again is your host at the BLC Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. It's time now to get to my favorite part of the show. It is our Name 5 Panelist Showdown.
Our panelists will be given 4 topics in which they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category. However, they cannot repeat answers. 1 point is awarded for each correct answer.
Game Master Josh, can you please give us the scores?
Dave has 2 points, Jimmy also has 2, and Kurt has 3.
All right. Well, Kurt, you'll be leading us off. Are you ready, sir?
I might have a better chance.
10 seconds on the clock. Here is the category for the first round.
Name 5 NFC football teams.
NFC football teams. Oh, let's see. Let's go with the Packers. Let's go with the Vikings. Let's go with Chicago Bears. Let's go with
Time.
Bengals.
He got 3 points in that game.
Right.
All right. So Dave and Jimmy, you guys get a sense of what we're looking for here?
First figure out what
So
an
we
NFC
can-
was.
All right.
Yeah. So you can. It's the NFC, but you can't repeat anything he's said.
Sure.
All right, Jimmy, you're up next, sir. 10 seconds on the clock. Ready and begin.
Detroit Lions, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That is correct. Boom, all 5. Nicely done. All right, Dave. 10 seconds.
This is gonna be good.
10 seconds on the clock. Have you been tracking in your mind who they've said? They've only said 8 teams of the 16, so think about that. Ready?
I will. And
10 seconds on the clock. Ready and begin.
Carolina Panthers. 49ers. Seahawks.
Time. You got 3. Not bad. I was like, no one's going for the NFC West over there. So nicely done, though. You got 2 of those out of there. All right. So round 1 is complete. Moving on to second. Jimmy, you'll be leading us off. Here is your next topic.
Jimmy, name 5 pieces of sports equipment. Ready? Begin.
Volleyball, baseball bat, basketball backboard, baseball glove, track shoes.
Time. Ooh, I think you got it. You got it. That's 5 for Jimmy. Well done,
That was
sir.
harder than I thought for you as a Phi Ed teacher.
I'm going to say, I hope you went with volleyball first, being a volleyball coach. All right. Dave, you're up next, sir. 10 seconds on the clock, and begin.
Lacrosse stick, hockey puck, basketball net, and a golf club.
Correct. Well done. Got it in 8 seconds. All right, Kurt. Same thing for you.
Okay.
10 seconds on the clock. On your mark, and go.
Let's go with a hockey net. I don't think he said net. Let's see. What else can we go for here? Badminton birdie.
Time.
Shuttlecock.
That is
What about
true.
a
It is
soccer
shuttle.
ball?
I could,
How
yeah.
how many years did
Soccer
your
ball.
son play soccer?
Which one?
18. Oh, thank you.
That
Obviously not the favorite son. Okay, fair enough. Seems like everyone's catching on here. All right, Dave will be leading us off here.
Yeah.
Round number 3 out of 4. All right, Dave, you will be leading us off, sir.
Dave, name 5 Division I schools. Ready? Begin.
Wisconsin, Ohio State, Minnesota, Indiana, and Rutgers.
Correct. 5 for 5. Well done. All right, Kurt, you are up next, sir. 10 seconds on the clock. Ready and begin.
USC. Let's go with Oregon State. Let's see. Washington. Let's see.
Time.
Oh.
You got 4. All right, Jimmy. Last bit here in round 3 for you, sir. 10 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, and begin.
Florida, Florida State, Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss.
Boom.
Nice.
4 seconds.
With confidence.
That's D1 speed right there. I love it. All right, this is for all the marbles. Here is your final category. But before we do that, Josh, what are the scores, sir?
Kurt is at 13. Dave is at 15. And Jimmy has 17.
Oh, my. All right, well, Kurt, you will be leading us off. Are you ready, Kurt?
Yes.
All right, here is your final category.
Name 5 NBA teams. 10 seconds on the clock. Begin.
76ers, Pistons, Bucks, Bulls, and Pacers.
Nicely done. 5 seconds. Well done, well done. All right, next up is Dave. Dave only trails Jimmy by 2, so he needs a strong finish here. Are you ready, Dave?
Yes.
All right, 10 seconds on the clock, and begin.
Lakers, Clippers, Utah Jazz, the Phoenix Suns, and Dallas Mavericks.
Nicely done. You got 5. So, Josh, how many does Jimmy need to win, sir?
Jimmy needs 4.
4 to win. All right, this is for everything, Jimmy. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
10 seconds on the clock, and begin.
Warriors, Rockets, Magic, Wizards.
You need one more, just for gloating. There you go. He got them all. Well done, sir. Josh, who is our winner, sir?
Our winner is Jimmy with 22 points.
Congratulations, Jimmy, on winning the Name 5 Panelist Showdown. What's the Score has been a production of the Sports Quotient and Sports Radio America. Thanks to all of our contestants and the studio audience here at the BLC studios. Our panelists this week have been Jimmy Burg, Dave Pentek, and Kurt Colburn. Our social media producer is Erica Hill and Emily Heffler. Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. Our executive director is Liz Colburn, and our executive producer is Corey Plath.
I've been your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Thank you so much for listening. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year from all of us here at What's the Score?